I'm Jeff. I run the Gyproc quality department here at King's Court. It's important to us that our customers are happy with our plasters. So before we send our plasters out for sale, we carry out quality checks and tests. We test our incoming rock for purity and for contaminants such as clays. Stucco is the most important ingredient in our plasters, and we check our stucco for particle size and for purity. We need to make sure we have the correct fineness and the correct amount of active ingredient in every batch. We test our finished product in the lab for initial stiffness and for final set time. We also test finished products on a suitable surface in our test centre to enable us to replicate the plasterer's experience. We compile a full report on how well it mixes, how easily it spreads, its initial stiffness, how it performed on first, second and third trowels. We then assess its final set time and how well and consistently it's set. Finally, we review process and production data for every batch. No batch of plaster leaves this factory unless it's passed all of these tests. If for any reason you are dissatisfied, please get in contact with your merchant or sales rep. Our sales rep will meet you and will come to discuss your experience and your complaint. The rep will arrange for a bag of your plaster to be taken for testing to our quality department in King's Court. In King's Court, we will test your plaster in the same way as we test all batches before they leave the factory.
The first thing we check for is an IR number, and the IR number is a unique number given to your complaint with all your details on it. The second thing we look for is the batch code that's on the bag. So when I have that information, I can go back through our computerized system. We can go back through all the batches of product that was made and find out, has there been any issues on that particular day. Outside of the lab here, we have a plasterer that if you send back a bag and you have an issue with a full bag of plaster, he can replicate your experience. There's other things that he may not look for that we may do specifically here in the lab. We check it for thickness. We check that the appropriate key was applied. We then would check for purity. And the way we check it for purity is we have a phase analyzer here. We would crush up your sample, put it onto the phase analyzer. It will give us a report of the gypsum purity that is there. We would also check for any contaminants. So we use this sieve here. It's the exact same mesh that we have on our process. When we put our sample through this, we should find nothing on it. There should be nothing on it. If there are any foreign bodies on it or any grit or that, we'll be able to see that here. The other thing we can do here as well is we can actually do the set time. We would mix it up and then we put it onto our machine here. This machine here is fit to give us an accurate reading of what the set time is. We can see then the trace of the set. So that's some of the tests that we do here.
We pass our test report to your sales rep along with a final determination on the complaint. Your sales rep will then contact you to tell you how we got on with testing your plaster. Thank you for trusting us with your building project.